Oh, hey, okay, we're recording. Now, let me present this puppy. At any time, you may unmute yourself, drop those comments, hype each other up. Let's get this party started. What to know? Very first things to know for Divine Dynasty, of course, is our Q1 trip, which is July 14th. It is the day before Summit, so you just essentially earn an extra day in Nashville. Your stay is paid for, or paid for within the block. So all you have to do is help one person get tools in their hands. So get a challenge pack, get the things that they need, which is really awesome because they extended the $140 cost of challenge packs for Let's Get Up. So celebrate. And then the next way you could do it, if you're not selling challenge packs, like that's totally cool, go ahead and hit 500 volumes simply by helping people get product in their hands. Second thing to know, Divine Summit for Nashville. Today, payment 2 is due. I know I had a few people who were like, oh my gosh, what if I can't do it today? That's totally fine. Make sure it's paid before the next payment. This just honestly saves you because I am a budgeter. I broke it down into those things so that you aren't swamped with the huge payment all at once. Break it down. Make sure you send that to me via Facebook Pay or PayPal. If you do choose PayPal, make sure you hit family and friends. If you do not, it will charge you, so you will have to pay more for your stay than everyone else. But those dates are July 15th through 17th, and I can't wait. I hope you are going to be able to join us. The whole goal for Summit really is the community, is to lean in on each other, just get that girl time together. I don't know about you, but who else has like genuinely just needed the unplug, the rest, the getaway to take time to refill your cup? That's exactly what we're going for. Last thing to know for Divine Dynasty, tomorrow we are having a park meetup at Charleston. You can bring your kids, you don't have to bring your kids. We're just all hanging out, visiting, whatever it may be, from 6 to dark. I don't even know what time it is now. It's 7:08 and it's getting dark. I personally will not be there till after my puppy class, but I know a lot of people who are going after work. So stop in, hang out as long as you want, come and go as you please. We would love to see you there. If you missed the team call schedule, with summer being here, we want to make sure we are not wasting your time. So every other week we will be having team calls. We're going to be doing a lot more meetups in person. So get excited there. What to know for Beachbody? If you missed the huge announcement, they have announced BOD Interactive, and I am so excited for this. They're stepping it up and getting in the big leagues, right? You see Peloton, you see that mirror that mimics everything you're doing. You see live workouts online. Now Beachbody is cramming it all together, and we have BOD-I, which is BOD Interactive. We will be beta testing it in August, I believe. And how do you beta test? You can beta test it before it actually releases to the public, simply by having the subscription to Nutrition Plus, which is also cool because you'll get all the new nutrition information, like new recipes that Bobby and Autumn release. You will also get access to special workouts because the trainers are releasing special workouts through there. And then of course, once beta testing goes for all the live workouts for Body Interactive, then you'll be the first person to try that out. So hands down, and with Nutrition Plus, you get the first 30 days free. So you might as well sign up, try it out, see what you think. Next thing to know, 645 with Amwala is releasing soon. I don't know who's excited. Let me see in the comments if you are pumped. The FAQ is 2721. There will be a sample workout that releases June 28th, so be super excited. Coach access. Coaches can purchase this program July 6th. And then, of course, customer launch will be a couple weeks after that. Again, you may check the FAQ 2721 for more details. Next, and what I am most excited for, is Cookies and Creamy, our brand new Shakeology flavor, which is going to be permanent. No more of this like seasonal crap. You can actually add it to your challenge pack. You can get it every single month, and this girl is pumped. Considering this is the recipe that I make every single day, I'm so excited. So FAQ for that is 4411. It is gluten-free and dairy-free. I got to think what else. There was something else special about it. I don't know. Anyways, it launches June 22nd. So mark it on your calendar now. There's definitely going to be hype leading up to that.
They're making every other shake certified gluten-free. Might be what you missed on that.
I'm down for it. Down for it.
So
I love it. Yep. So launching on the 22nd, I'm pumped. All right, let's jump into today's team call. It is titled, You Don't Get Results by Not Showing Up. And that picture, if you've never seen it before, that was my unofficial day one. It was actually 3 months into my journey after I had kind of sort of did 21-day fix, and I kind of sort of got results. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to go in and I'm going to do it my best. I'm going to give it my all. And I was finally at a point where I wasn't embarrassed to let Kenny see me semi-clothed. And have actually, we had 2 kids at this point, and he'd never seen me this bare, right? And I finally was like, you have to take these pictures, because if you don't, I won't actually commit. And I know taking the pictures is kind of the hardest part, right? Like putting it all out there, being vulnerable, taking that first step. But you either get to take it and use it as your motivation or let it hold you back. And I'm here to tell you that you won't get results if you don't show up. So I will preface this by saying the book, Good Vibes, Good Life. Oh my gosh, this is a perfect starting point for anyone who is diving into personal development. And the section where he talks about, I'm going to actually get you the name of it instead of manifesting goals, taking action. This is where a lot of these quotes came from. So they're not per se my words that are typed out here. They're notes from this book, but I thought that they were so important and went exactly with this topic that I wanted to share them with you. And so he says, it's not about where you're at, it's about what you're doing about where you're at. Go ahead and raise your hand, give me some hearts if you're that person. You want to be healthy, you want to save money, you want a better job, you want a better house, you want better friendships, you want better relationships, right? You have all of these goals about different things in your life, things that are happening. My question is, are you taking action towards those? Because if not, this talk is for you. We can dream all day. We can put it on our heart, say it out loud to the universe. We can wish and wish and wish and wish and wish. But guess what, sister? Wishing ain't going to make it happen. What's going to make it happen is you taking that action. You actually going after the life that you want to live. If you want a better marriage, then sister, you better get to work. You better put in the time. You better do what it takes. You want more money? Then you better start saving. You better start being intentional. You want a better job? Are you out there looking? Are you putting it out in the universe? Are you taking action to find that better job? Are you asking for a raise? Are you being intentional in how you're showing up in your work? You want to lose weight? Are you eating healthy? Are you moving your body? Are you drinking water? Because let's be honest, change isn't hard. Change is really easy. You've just got to decide if you want it bad enough, because change requires action. It can't just be a hope, a wish, and a dream. It can't be something that's in the back of your mind thinking about. You actually have to put in time. You actually have to sacrifice and do the work. You can't have a filet mignon, this huge, crazy, elaborate, fancy dinner. You know, think about the lobster tails and all the fancy fixins, right? With a microwave mindset. And you might be thinking, what's a microwave mindset? You put it in the microwave and you hit 30 seconds and then voila, it's done. That's not how life happens. That's not what it is. You can't pop it in there, say, oh yeah, I want a better job, and think that you're going to find it. Oh yeah, I want to lose weight and I'm going to work out for 4 days and I better have abs. That's not how this works. So you got to get out of that microwave mindset, that instant fix, that quick thought process that society has plagued upon us. And I will 100% say this every day till the day I die. You are not meant to live the way society sets you up for. It sets you up to fail every single day. And it sucks so bad. They show us that we have to look a certain way, that we have to have certain things, that we have to compete with the person next to us. Society is literally building us up just so that we feel like we're not good enough. So we buy the next new thing, so that we chase that constant diet, so that we are looking for those other temptations out there. That's bullshit. You get to create whatever life that you want. You get to go all in if You're willing to work hard for it. You may look at someone and say, man, she's just so lucky. She has it all. She does it all. I mean, look at this picture compared to my start. Hot damn. Let me just toot my own horn, right? Like, I did it. I lost the 27 plus pounds twice. I got abs after having C-sections. I've improved my finances. I've improved my marriage. I've improved my fun. I've changed my entire life. But guess what? That didn't happen in a week. None of that. So you can sit there and say, she's lucky. But the truth is, she isn't lucky. She's just someone who believes in her vision and acts on it. I didn't lose the weight because I wanted to. I lost the weight because I was willing to do whatever it took to make sure that it happened. I was such at a rock bottom place that I was willing to sacrifice everything to change who I was, because I knew that unhealthy, unmotivated, sad, angry, neglectful human that I was is not who I wanted to be. And maybe you're at that point where you're like, ugh, I try so hard and I do all this, but I'm not seeing the results that I want. I'm going to ask you, are you actually showing up and doing what it takes every single day? Not 3 days here, and then 2 days in a couple weeks, and then 4 days, maybe the week after that. I'm talking consistently, showing up day in, day out for the life that you want to live. Are you doing that? Because there's only 2 reasons that people don't reach their goals. There's only 2 reasons people aren't actually showing up for that, right? The first one is they simply don't believe that they can achieve the results. And my son asked me today, he's like, what is the strongest muscle in your whole body? And it was simple, your brain. Your brain. That is your strongest muscle. Once you can start believing, once you can start creating, once you can realize that you are capable of anything, you completely believe in yourself, going after this thing, you are unstoppable. It is possible for you. The second reason you're not reaching your goals, or could be the reason you're not reaching your goals, is you find the idea of working for the results too painful. Don't mind my misspellings. That was real cool. But you find the idea of working for results too painful. And I'll just be honest, this is most human beings, right? Because again, that microwave mindset, we want it easy, we want it fast, and we want it now, right? In order to get the results that you want, it's actually going to take hard work. It actually takes sacrifice. It actually takes time, effort, consistency. It takes you getting dirty. It takes the blood, the sweat, the tears. But half of the time, we're not willing to put in that work. We're not willing to sacrifice the ice cream now so that we can have the abs later. And listen, maybe you don't want abs. That's fine, whatever. I don't believe that. But we all want to know what our body is capable of. And especially if you've never been there before, it's what you chase, right? You look at the girl on the front of the magazine and you're like, damn, I wish I could look like that. I know you want it, even if you say you don't, even if you don't believe you can. The truth is, you're never going to know if you can get there because you're not trying, because you're not willing to eat what she eats or not eat what she doesn't eat, right? And that's just the truth of the matter. So which are you? 1 or 2? You don't have to answer that out loud, but I want you to know deep down, do you believe that whatever goal you're after, maybe it's the weight loss, maybe the finances, maybe the marriage, do you really believe in it? And if you believe in it, are you just not willing to sacrifice the simple things, the instant gratification, so that you can actually create the life you want to live? All you'll ever need. I don't know the truth. Singing in my soul. I got a sweet salvation. I love that video, and I had to throw that in there because I'll be honest, when I started this journey, that was not me. I was not that mom at all. I actually would yell at my kids all the time. I didn't want them around me. Singing was not what I was doing. I was sitting on my bed crying every single day. I was hiding, locking myself in the bathroom. I was scrolling my social media, just looking for an out, trying to escape the life that I was living. And it's because I was stuck. It's because I didn't know that it was possible for me. But because I show up for myself every single day, knowing that I want to be a better mom, I get to be this mom. The mom who's dancing, the mom who's singing, the mom who loves her kids, the mom who's so unafraid of being yourself and loving your kids completely unconditionally. Show them what they're capable of. Show them that they deserve happiness, it's worth fighting for, and that whatever life they want to live, they can. But they wouldn't be able to see that if they still see every morning that mom who's sitting on her bed crying, the mom who's screaming at her kids, the mom who gets mad because their kid needs a drink. Growth takes place when you're challenged, not when you're comfortable. I had to challenge myself. I had to push myself outside the comfort zone. I had to know that my life literally depended on it, and it was hard. Tell me that it wasn't hard. I had 2 babies and a newborn, and I was showing up at 3:30 every morning doing my workout. I was saying no to the junk food, drinking water. It was hard. Add in the fact that my husband was never, ever, ever, ever home. It was impossible. But staying in that life that I had, that was more impossible. Deciding that this place is where I want to be for the rest of my life, when I was unhappy, when we were broke, when we were stressed, when our marriage was failing, that was harder than getting up every single day at 3:30 in the morning, than saying no to the pizza, than whatever it may be, saying no to buying the new clothes, saying no to going lavish places. It was harder to think about me getting to the end of my life being a single married mom who constantly screamed at her kids. I wasn't willing to be stuck in that place. I was willing to challenge myself and get unfreaking comfortable. And I want to know, are you uncomfortable yet? Are you pushing yourself to be uncomfortable? Are you fighting for your life every single day? Because if not, now's the time to go for that. But you're not going to get there without consistency. When you're not reaching that goal, you either haven't put in the effort, or you need to. You either haven't put in the effort that you need to, or you're expecting things to happen instantaneously. Maybe you're that person. You're like, but Deidre, I am. Like, I'm eating right. I'm drinking my water. I'm moving my body, and I'm still not seeing the results that I want. Okay, then girl, I trust you. If you're putting in that effort, keep going. But also give yourself time. Be patient, because change takes time. It's a domino effect. And if you have one of those 75 hard trackers, I should have one right here, maybe. But if you look at it and you look at the bubbles that are there, oh, here, I did have it. And you look at the bubbles that are there. If you only have 10 out of all of these that are filled in, do you think your results are going to be what you wanted? Yet, if you're the opposite and you have all of them but 3 filled in, do you think your results are going to be what you want? Because I can tell you, if you only have a few filled in, you're not putting in that effort. But if you have so many of these filled in that your whole page is a different color, then girl, you're doing what it takes. Keep going. Give yourself time. Be willing to show up on the days that you don't like. Because what I see most of the time is someone will put out that lavish goal, like, oh, I want to make my business look like this. Oh, I want to save this much money. Oh, I want my marriage to look this way. But the first fight you get in with your spouse, the first time that you want to go spend that money, the day where you haven't gotten any sleep, you don't feel that great, you're skipping that workout, or you're binge eating all the junk food just because you don't feel good, that's what creates that domino effect, that negative shame cycle. You have to be willing to show up on the worst days. Oh, it's yelling at me. You have to show up on the worst days, because those worst days are what builds you up. That's what creates that change. Getting uncomfortable is what helps you grow. You're not missing out on anything great if you're using that time to make your life greater. So many times when we look at those sacrifices that we have to make, right? Saying no to going out with friends, or loving your spouse when they least deserve it, or moving your body when you had 0 sleep, right? All of these different things. You look at that sleep and you're like, oh, just another hour, just another hour. I'm missing that hour of sleep. But the truth is, you're not missing that sleep, because you are working to make your life greater. So what you're actually earning is on the back end of your life. You're making your life last longer. You're making the happiness even bigger. Stop worrying about how quick you're going to reach that goal. If you're worried today about how you can make today the best day ever, how you can embrace this, how you can find the joy, how you can grow in yourself, guess what? You're already making your life better every single day. But it comes down to giving up what you want most for what you want now, right? The instant gratification, it's the hardest. Let me know, like, if I'm not alone. I'm not the only person who struggles with this, because sometimes when you see that choice of, you know, the easy route versus the hard route, that consistency, that promise to yourself, it's really, really hard to be like, okay, I'm going to do the hard thing. No, we want to go for that easy. We want to press the easy button, right? Like, let's go for it. But if you give up what you want most for what you want right now, this little bitty second, you can deprive your life of what it is actually meant to be, what you can actually become, because you want it right now in this second. And guess what? In the next minute, this second's gone. That food's gone. The time to work out's gone. The loving thing you could have said to your spouse is gone. The money you spent is gone. And instead, you're literally taking a little pencil and erasing that future dream and that goal, simply because you wanted it instantly, simply because you weren't willing to sacrifice a minute for that greater life moving forward. The truth of the matter is, like, this is your life, 100% your life. You are simply a result of your choices, the consequences that you're living in. And listen, I know I'm going to have people coming at me like, Deidre, I didn't choose to be raised by sucky parents. I didn't choose for this bad thing to happen. I didn't choose for these circumstances. I'm not saying that one bit at all. But what I'm saying is your reaction, the choices that you make, the action that you take, the things that you say, what you're giving your body, what you're giving your mind, that is your choice. The growth that you get to take away from what life has handed you, that is your choice. You're free to make your own choices your whole life. You are a grown-ass adult. And when you can own your life, when you can step into that power of knowing that you are in control of your future, as far as what action you're taking, how you're responding to the world around you, that's everything. Because you can't escape the consequences of the action you're taking, of the words that you're saying, of how you're showing up in your life. And that's what people don't realize, right? If every day you're choosing fast food because it's easy, you don't get to escape the 10 pounds that you gain, right? If every day you're choosing to binge Netflix and hide from the world, you're not going to be able to escape those depressive feelings. If every day you decide to push everyone around you away just because you're stuck in a rut, guess what? You don't get to escape the consequences of no one being there when you need them the most. That's a result of your action and your choices. So be aware of where you're placing your time and your energy. I like to say every single day, ask yourself, what do you need most? What do you need now? What do you need today? And what are you going to do with that? I always tell my working coaches, this is where we do our 24-hour clock. And the 24-hour clock is simply where you gut check your time spent, where you gut check how you're living your life. Because in each day, that's where you gain those moments, that growth, the little bitty things that may not seem significant now. But if you just took control of them and went after it, it would make the biggest difference in the long run. I really loved this. I saw this math problem, and I'm obviously not good at math, but I couldn't not share it with you guys. It said doing nothing at all, which is the 1.00 and then 365, right? That is just simply 1. Versus if you make small consistent efforts, and that small consistent effort is 0.01, right? Look at the results. What's the difference in that? Are you going to do the 0.01 or are you going to be stuck at 0? Because the choice is yours. You can stay or you can change. No matter how small it is, every single day, that 0.01 adds up. Now, do we have any questions, comments, or takeaways from tonight's team call?
That last slide, like, it was all amazing, but that last slide, and it just kind of brings everything back. I'm doing the refresh. I'm not happy about it, but I'm here, friends. And I get emotional around this time because it's like, take away the food, and it's like, ugh. But really, it just takes it back to the beginning, takes it back to 3 years ago, like consistent effort over time. I talk to so many people on a daily basis. They ask me, how did you do it? Just every day. You wake up, every day you just keep trying. Because I've never ever been perfect. No one ever expects any of my people to ever be perfect. But if you do nothing, you're going to be stuck where you're at constantly, and it breaks my heart every time someone chooses to stay exactly where they're at and they're not happy, because the choice is really yours. The choice is yours. It's just stepping out of your own way. And not to say that choice doesn't ever come back up and back up and back up, because you go through one goal, you make one goal, and another one is there ready to be made, right? So it's a constant thing of moving rocks out of the way to get to the next place, and it never ends. Just when you think it does, it's like, oh wait, the universe has a bigger plan for me here. This is not where we stop. And if I can bottle that up and just give it to people and not ever ask for another thing from someone, let me just give this away, I would, 100%. This is the only thing that's helped me change my life. And if I can make people see that some people will never ever be in that position because they're never ever willing to get just a little bit uncomfortable and be just a little bit scared, because I was fucking terrified. Fucking terrified, standing in the middle of Meijer. Still will tell the story to this day, in the middle of Meijer in the produce section, looking at all these different colors, because I don't love vegetables. I never let a vegetable come near me. Don't put anything green in my food. I will literally die, just die dead right there. And I was like, if you're gonna change, you have to do this. It's just a have to thing. Now you've committed. Now you're in it. After how many years of Deidre asking me and me saying no. So it really does bring it back to day one for me. And just showing up every single day just a little bit more, and getting back up when you fall on your face. Oh my gosh. That is really, like, the first step is just taking that big step. And the next step is just to keep going, even when you think you fail. Even when you've had too much to drink, or maybe ate too much junk, or just trying to figure out life, and maybe you're stress eating and all the things, you just put too much in. That's where I'm at. But if you just 3 years in, just keep going and just keep showing up and keep being better, that's where that comes in. That's where that tiny little bit of consistent action comes in. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens because you show up every day. It happens because you continue to wake up. It happens because you continue to make the better decisions over the bad ones. And whenever you don't, when you do succumb to the bad decisions, you come back again and do it again. Like, thanks. I don't know I fucking needed to hear any of this shit, but it's fine.
I love it. Yes, yes, yes. All right, do we have any other questions, comments, or takeaways before I close out tonight's team call? I needed to hear all. Yes, ma'am. All right, I will go ahead and stop the recording.